Hello, my name is Joe Herrera and I'm a National Michael Chekhov Association certified acting teacher of the Michael Chekhov acting technique and pedagogy. Today I want to create this video for you and we're going to be exploring, we have been exploring with my students, practicing and exploring how to awaken the emotional life of the actor in a very safe, holistic manner, using the body, using movement, using energy, and using the imagination. And there's this, as actors, we like to feel, right? Every actor wants to feel. Every actor wants to feel the moment, right? That's the statement that we hear all the time. Chekhov had a very interesting way of helping the actor to create emotions. He had 3 different ways of doing that. Today we're going to focus on one of those ways. And the way that we're going to be focusing on is what we call the 3 sisters sensations. Now, these 3 sister sensations, they're archetypal in nature. See, now if we were to move our bodies with a specific quality, let's say for example, I raise my arm up with the quality of caution. As I'm raising my arm with the quality of caution, a sensation of caution or danger or anxiety starts to awaken inside of me. And if I'm really listening to my body, that feeling or that sensation is coming into my body as a movement, as a sensation. And it's coming to me either in 3 ways of movement. This downward movement, which is what we call falling, and it has all of the negative sensations or emotions such as sadness, right? This upward movement, which is called rising or floating, and it has all of the positive emotions such as joy, happiness. And then we have this other transient or transitory type of movement, which is neither falling nor floating, but struggling to stop from floating and falling, which is what we call balancing. It's this thing that was happening. And when I was experiencing the quality of caution by just moving my arm cautiously, adding a quality to my movement or action, that sensation came into me as this balancing movement, this inner movement that I felt inside, right in the pit of my stomach. And so what we want to explore today with the students are these 3 archetypal sensations. We will explore them very physically abstract, broad movements, and then we will take them inside, veil them, as you will, bottling them up as inner movements, sustaining those inner sensations, those inner impulses, and to see if we can sustain them and awaken the feeling life of the actor. Now, what you will see here is a workshop scenario of a group of actors, young actors, exploring and testing out these tools, playing around with these tools. They are just starting to learn how to use them, so the different levels are definitely apparent in this class. So pay attention, and you may see a couple of students even applying it to an improv. You may see some fallers, some balancers, some floaters. We can use these as characterizations, as reactions towards a situation, or just to simply awaken emotions. So here we go. 3 sister sensations: falling, floating, and balancing. Alright folks, so we're still continuing our practice and exploration demonstration on the 3 archetypal sensations. So we're going to be changing it up a little bit here, and then we're going to go into character work with some of this stuff. So hopefully we can gain an experience from it so that it can then develop into characterizations of your characters from your scene work, right? That's going to be the application of it today. Make sure you have a couple of lines from your scenes that you're currently working on, because you're going to have to say some lines as I prompt you to. As you're walking now, I want you to imagine and experience the sensation of walking on a rope. You're trying very hard to fight for balance. And so The best way to do this is kind of walking on the balls of your feet and the toes so that the heels are off the floor and you're fighting hard for that balance. Imagine walking on a tightrope, experiencing the sensation of walking on a tightrope. No matter what direction you go, the tightrope, that's the tightrope, wherever it's at. Work hard at balancing. Think about what balancing feels like as you keep trying to make sure you don't fall over. Lift up one foot, and before you place it down, feel that sensation of trying to balance and then place that. And all you're doing is just awakening this in the physical body right now. That's all we're doing right now. You have to fight to keep balancing. There is tension in the body, specifically in the core of your body, so the stomach area. So tighten that up and feel that, what it feels like. And imagine if the tightrope is really thin. You're trying to make sure that you don't lose that balance. Begin to fall over to one side, but then quickly recover. And just feel what that sensation feels like as you try to recover. What is that sensation of getting back to the feeling of balancing when you temporarily lost it? It's that sensation that we are trying to work on. What is the sensation of almost losing it, and you try to find that sensation once again. Make yourself try to fall over, try to catch yourself. It's that catching yourself, that you almost lost it, but you try to recover, and that's that sensation that we're looking at. Yep, that's it, Astrid, right there. That's that sensation. It's the recovering sensation. You almost lose it, but then it's okay. What does it feel like to live a balancing lifestyle? Balancing your inner and outer worlds. You're fighting really hard to stay on that line and making sure that you don't fall over. And sometimes you have to kind of begin the process of falling over, but then you have to try to catch it. And it's that sensation of, I'm not gonna fall. I got it. I'm good. And when I clap my hands, you're gonna be perfectly balanced. Feel what that feels like right now. And take one step forward, up, and now you're struggling to fight for balance and recover once again. Feel the difference. Imagine that there's never a passive state for the balancer. Balance is the goal that you strive hard for, but it's always out of reach. It's always out of reach. So a balancer is always looking for the balance, but he can never quite get it. And throw yourself off again and then try to recover. And the next time you try to do it again, I want you to add a line from your dialogue as you are throwing yourself off balance and trying to recover. Go for it.
What a horse! I'm here.
It's an ass.
I want a horse.
I'll work at it in a sec.
And keep exploring that. What we want to do is try to integrate the body with the mind and the breath and the speech. That the speech is influenced by what the body and the imagination is doing. Obviously, there's no imaginary tightrope here, but it's all imagination. Sense imagination is what we're working with. It's an ass. Keep that sense imagination going. You're trying to balance. Keep those lines of dialogue going. Keep those lines of stream of consciousness going. Keep the breath going. Keep the breath going.
Do you think I'm going to get a wink of sleep? Oh, to let phone rings in the morning. No. You know, that's
Begin the process of trying to fall over to one side and recover once again.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, Melina, that's it right there.
Right? Yesterday? No sense of fatigue.
Begin to fall over once again.
Absolutely. I'm not
Really roll yourself off lunch.
Not some sandwich. You have your hands all over the meat. And I just forgot about you. Smelling your fingers till just now, and I want to know if I saved your ass.
Nice, JC. Good. Yeah. Experience the sensation of falling. Just allow yourself to fall. Just falling. It's falling. It's not falling. So it's falling. Continual perpetual fall. You have not fallen. You are falling. There is no bottom. Try falling forward. Try falling back. Be careful. Try falling back. Fall forward once again. How far can you go? What does it feel like to fall forward with every step? Every step, you're falling forward. Every step, fall forward. Every step, you're falling forward. And now let some lines of dialogue as you fall forward with every step just come out, fall out of you.
I'm not crying. I want to
Ask yourself, what kind of person feels the sensation all the time? Fall back as you're saying some of those lines.
I want a divorce. When?
Is there anything scary or uncomfortable about the sensation?
Looking at the house, well, who are you selling to?
Try falling to the side. Try falling to the side, to the left side. Try falling to the right side. And where you're at, close your eyes and try to fall forward.
No.
Catch yourself before you fall to the ground. Fall back. See what that feels like. All we're doing is awakening it in the body. That's all we're doing. Good. If you don't like it, good. So that's good. If you don't like it, good. That means that your character falls. Your character's not gonna like it. These are really horrific, terrifying sensations, right? Good. Feels terrifying. It feels awful. Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Good? You good?
That's a no for me, dog.
Okay, good. There you go. Good. All right. It's having fun. That's the whole point. Now you're going to move across the space with the sensation of no gravity. Floating in space. Almost as if you were walking on the moon. Weightless. There is no weight. There is no gravity. The sensation of weightlessness. Imagine as you're walking and experiencing the sensation, feeling of floating or floating away. Think about what floating feels like. Think about this constant upward motion inside that's going up, 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 and up. Constantly going up. Constantly lifting you up. From the inside at all times. Try to see if you can even move more
slowly with the tempo of 1. So you're constantly experiencing the sensation of being lifted up, and away. Floating feel like. Thinking that from the inside, your energy body is constant motion going up. Is it kind of disconcerting or uncomfortable? Is it kind of relaxing? Letting any little stimulus move you. So if your eyes come to something, move towards it, but in a floating manner. And then you see that your eyes catches to something else and you move towards that. Bump into something, not that you're trying to predict that you're going to bump into something, but if you do, let that someone or something change your direction. Feeling of wind on your face as someone maybe passes by you changes your direction. Again, we're just exploring and experimenting abstractly what this feels like in the body. Feeling the wind of your face on your face as it changes your direction. Going with the flow, right? Try not to predict when something will change your movement. Just let the outside influence you wherever you go. As you continue to move, keep moving big and abstract. And try to move in different directions. It's always this upward motion. Just let a line of dialogue just flow out easy. And still experiencing the sensation of floating or rising. Do that at a tempo of 3 now. At a tempo of 3. It's this constant upward motion inside. Upward motion inside. It will feel just like the way you regularly walk, but it's this constant inward motion of upwardness. Being lifted up. And do that at a tempo of 4, but it's this constant upward motion of 4. Everything's just pulling you up, pulling you up. 5, pulling you up. And 0. So now on the inside, everything's just pulling you up, even though there's no outer movement. We went through all the 3 sensations. We're going to now go into the process of choosing. You're going to be playing with them with the character in mind now, and veiling them. But before you do that, what type of person? What does it feel like to float? What does it feel like to bounce? What does it feel like to fall? What was that feeling like for you? Just a couple of volunteers. Yes.
Like floating felt like a person wouldn't care about anything.
Okay.
Be weightless, like you said.
Yeah.
Nothing holding them down.
Yeah, nothing holding down, right?
While being balanced, it's kind of like you feel like you're floating, and then at a certain point you just like fall down.
Right.
And you have to raise yourself back up. So it's not always bad and good. It's just teeter totter.
Yeah, good. I like that. It's not always bad and good. So a lot of this is we want to play with them as the most meaningful as possible. So that our characters could be happy in balancing, as just so they can be angry or anxiety filled with balance as well. So we want to be able to follow, the neutrality of it and just have a grander scope of these. Yes, on default, the downward motion is usually depressive, sad, and all that stuff. The upward has happy thoughts, and the transient one, the balancing, usually it's anxiety, fear, caution, and all that stuff. So on the default, yes, but we also want to be able to play with them, changing them around. That we can be happy here, yeah, and we can be falling down while still experiencing joy. Now we're going to start to move with character work, so characterization. So what I want you to do is, you're going to play with all 3 of them. I'm not going to coach you now. I just want you to independently try floating, try balancing, try falling, but try it physically, broad, abstract, right? Try it first at that. And I want you to try each one of them with the character in mind. What if your character was a balancer? What if your character was a floater? What if your character was a faller? Don't prejudge yet what type of character your character is yet. Just stay open and experience what if, right? Make discoveries. What if your character was a floater? How would they experience that? So choose the one you want to work with right now. You're going to go through all three of them. So I should see floaters, balancers, and fallers all around. So go up and on your feet and start to experiment physically with your character in mind. So awaken it physically, broad, abstract. So if it's falling, you're falling. If it's balancing, you're balancing. Doing the large abstract movements. Experiment as physically and as broadly as possible so you can find the deepest sensations of your character's innermost being. This is a good way to explore what your character could be feeling on the inside, on their everyday life. So keep your character in your mind as you are either floating, falling, or balancing. Try each of these three sensations independent on your own, but with your character in mind. If you feel like you want to move on to another sensation, like if you're balancing, maybe you want to try floating, what would a character feel like if your character was a floater? Again, the character from your scene. And to include the voice into it, as you are working broad and abstractly with your physicality, start to include some lines of dialogue from your scene with these sensations that you are experimenting with, whichever you currently are working with right now. Don't veil it just yet. Play broad and abstract. Don't veil it just yet. We will be veiling it pretty soon. The more you play with the physicality, the deeper the sensations will be when we start to veil it. So imagine that your character is a balancer. Imagine that your character is a falling kind of person. Imagine that your character is a kind of floating type person. Just let yourself imagine your character feeling the sensations and ask yourself, which one of these, if you've experienced all three, which one of these are most familiar to your character? What sensations are they most comfortable in? Where do they live in these three sensations? And if you've explored all three, choose the one that you think, that you sense, that you feel more comfortable, your character, not you, but your character. Keep playing with that. In a moment, we're going to start to veil it using a scale of 1 to 7. Right now, you should be at a 7, which is fully expressive, fully physical. By now, you should pick one of these three sensations to play with for your character. Keep exploring lines with it. And imagine that there's a scale of 1 to 7. 7 being the biggest expression of this inner sensation that you feel. That anybody seeing it, they know that you're falling. They know that you're balancing.
No. I stare at my...
So you should be on a 7 right now.
What are you scared about? What I'm really worried about Claire, good.
Oh, real stuff.
I'm beginning to think of you so much.
Good, yes, nice. And now try that on 1. That means that on the inside, it's still at a 7, but on the outside, it's almost as if nobody can tell that you are either falling, floating, or balancing. But on the inside, it's full energy, 7 on the inside.
I'm beginning to wonder if you're capable of having a good time. I mean, we're selling the house. The other day, you were drunk, right? Yeah, and I didn't know until the next morning. I mean, you're up.
That sensation should be fully at a 7 underneath. Under your feet, under your core, under your chest, under your breath, under your eyes, radiating at 360 degrees around you.
No one was here.
Staring your coat off. Who are you selling
On the outside, it's a 1. On the inside, it's a 7.
Who are you selling it to?
You just stared at your coat all night, looking at
Oh my
happy.
God.
I'm beginning to think
This should be like a person that you can see in your everyday life.
If I ate your
I'm beginning to
ass.
think we have absolutely nothing in common.
Yeah, I work with
You know, 6
By kicking me out of my house?
Reveal it at a 6. At a 6. So physically 6. It's almost like it's full out, but yeah.
Not a weak mate.
No, I don't. Oh my God.
You're experiencing the innermost being of your character at a 6. What the sensation offers to your character.
6 live days, not a weak mate.
Reveal what's beneath the surface at a 6.
You know, I'm having fun at all.
2. So on the inside, it's still a 7, but on the outside, it's a 2.
We're selling the house. You know what I think about university? I think you're exploding for years. Not a second. I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
times, and I've seen you slap. I've seen you scratch your back. Constantly.
I want.
Out of 3.
Paul, I can't believe this. You know, I'm beginning to wonder if you're capable of having a good time.
Out of 5.
You know, Paul, there are monsters in this world, and there are demons.
Reveal what's underneath out of 5. Reveal what's underneath out of 5.
Steve's dead, and now that he's dead, you
Watch.
for the weekend and decide you want to help?
I did.
Just late. Where were you 5 years ago?
I was working.
1.
You watched.
I was here.
So underneath, don't let them drop that energy underneath. It's still at a 7 underneath, but you're revealing. You're choosing to mask it. At a 1.
Watch your watch while the tumors do. No! You watched while I
7.
did!
7.
You watched while I did!
Nice. Melina, yes.
Oh, God.
I'm beginning to wonder if you're capable
I
of
was
having
right to
fun.
keep him here.
The other day, you were drunk, right?
Yes.
Well, I didn't know until the next morning. Not for long. I mean, you're a butthouse. Drunk, Paul. Stared at your coat all night. You got happy, did you? Here.
0.
Students.
On the inside, it's a 7, but on the outside, it's a 0. It's absolute stillness. You're not moving.
I'm beginning to wonder if you're capable of having a good time. You're everything that made him happy. Paul, Claire. No, this is the thing. You always look right. Stress right. Stay right because you're very nearly perfect.
Keep it at a 0 and stop the talking right now. Just stop the talking. Keep it at a 0. Just feel what that feels like. Inside underneath you, underneath your legs, underneath your torso, underneath your breath, underneath your face and eyes. It's at a full 7, but you're only revealing 0. So it's like totally masked. What I want you to do with that is just shift and face forward towards me or towards the camera. You guys still at a 0. Radiate. 360 degrees. Radiate. 7 underneath. It's full. I mean, it's like the light bulb's on, but you're masking it on the outside. Say your line.
I'm
live, so you say the right thing, you always do the right thing, you're very morally virtuous. You're very
That's right. And release. Excellent, excellent. So let's just kind of go around the room, and just, I wanted you to share your discoveries of what you felt, especially the veiling process, right? And as inner sensations, when I took you through the scale of 0 through 7, and moments where, I mean, there was a lot of good things happening. So moments where you let it all out, and then you kind of held it back in, but you didn't drop the energy inside. You discovered it, yes?
I thought it was interesting because I remember when you said that you picked characters who you thought were like kind of similar to us.
Yep.
And so when I was doing the thing where there was no gravity, I couldn't do it. It was like you were feeling light or whatever. And then it was a lot easier for me to do the tightrope thing. And I know my character is kind of high strong, and so the tightrope thing reminded me of like trying to balance everything.
Yes.
And feel like the stress of it all.
Yeah.
Whereas I couldn't be light and free.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's great. That's a great observation, and so you explored a lot about your character by just physically doing this, which is the traditional approach would be a lot of scene analysis, you know, and that's fine too. We can do that as well. But this is an analysis, but through physicality, and so that's the benefit of this type of work, that you can do it on your feet. And this is the actor's way, by the way. The actors like to explore, and they like to do it. I know, like, Astrid, you always like to be on your feet and just doing it and trying it, you know. So it's a great way to just explore what your character could potentially be. So really excellent stuff.
I really like the low gravity one because my character is really laid back and he's kind of just like out of it
Yeah.
in my scene,
Yeah.
so it really helped me get into my character. I really like that one.
Good, excellent. All right. Zeke?
My character, I like playing with the unbalanced in more of like a playful sense.
Okay.
She's just like with her husband, they gone vegan, she's like playful with him, but then she also gets like irritated with him, so it's that like fine line between, and also the balance, I did unbalanced with a different quality earlier, and it was just really, it was real tense. It was-
Good. So, what was the quality you added to the balancing? Because that's going to be our next step when we come back next week. We're going to start to mix our work that we did with qualities, and we're going to start to add it to this type of work.
It was a quality of unease.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Anybody else?
First, I had trouble with it, but then as like we did it more and more, I got used to it, and I really liked balancing the best because with my character, like she doesn't really want to think about the date, but then she's like she also wants to like please her aunt as well, so she's kind of like, oh, all right, I'll just go along with it. And being filmed is really stressful.
Being what?
Being filmed is stressful.
Being filled. So, what do you feel right now? The sensation? Do you feel balancing?
I feel like I'm very anxious right now, so I guess like
Okay.
falling and bouncing.
Okay.
I feel like sometimes I caught myself within the veiled part incorporating like 2 of the sensations at one time. So I would incorporate like bounce and falling, and yeah, I kind of caught myself doing that throughout each veiled part, just combining the 2.
Okay.
Like as the character, it felt that way. So kind of naturally, just kind of like went like so.
All right. Excellent.
I just wanted to say that veiling it feels like shaking up a soda bottle and like just keeping the cap on, and you can feel all the tension and everything, and it's just ready to go, but you're not.
Okay.
You
Good.
can open it.
Good. Are we getting past the fact that this stuff is weird?
Yes.
We're on candid camera.
That's right. All right. Good. Excellent stuff. Thank you very much, guys.